good, y'all? Thank y'all for joining us this week. You've tuned in to a couple of guys talking about a couple of things.
Couple guys. Couple
right
of
now.
guys cast.
Let me stop. But now you've tuned in to Seen and Not Heard. And right now, God, this movie had a lot of things to hear.
Yeah.
And a lot of things, a lot of good scenes.
Yeah.
But this week's topic, classic.
I say so.
We got Crooklyn.
Big ups to
man.
Crooklyn.
Word. So, Crooklyn, oh man, like Spike Lee, of course. You got any behind the scenes on it?
A couple things. Pull up the notes. Let's see. Crooklyn, Spike Lee joint. Released in '94. Excuse me. Apparently, inspired by Spike Lee's upbringing.
Gotcha.
Him and his two siblings, I think, co-wrote most of the screenplay. Apparently, they tried to turn it into like a show that they pitched to Nickelodeon.
Oh, like a network show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Test audiences hated it. Kids hated it.
Okay.
So then they turned it into a screenplay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
His sister was she played the aunt.
Yes. Loved her in Do the Right Thing.
Yeah. 100%.
A little bit of a bigger role in Do the Right Thing. But yeah, definitely. I mean, that's really it for like the surface level stuff.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
So as you guys know, if you're starting to take this journey with us, we're starting to develop our we'll let them behind the curtain. Yeah. We're developing if we're going to be going scene by scene with it, or if we're going to have general conversations. We lean more on the side of general conversations about the film, and like things that we like. So I would say some of the best things I heard.
Yeah,
the music was amazing.
Yo, one of the better like musical soundtracks. You know, not a lot of Spike Lee's known for having like he'll have like a lot of original scores.
Yeah.
In his movies, this one, the budget must have been through the roof. Cause
I mean, or he wasn't concerned about the budget because it was so early on.
True.
That he was fine with not making much.
Right. You know, we got Stylistics, JB, Sly and the Family Stone, James Brown,
I believe
Curtis Mayfield, Jackson 5.
I believe Hendrix is on there.
I think Hendrix might be in here somewhere. I got like a loose list of stuff in there. Fast forward, interesting to end the movie with a hip hop track, like right before the credits roll.
I mean, I think it was
Crooklyn Dodgers.
Yeah, I think it was to make sure that we you know what it was? I think it was to show the play on things remaining the same.
Word.
Because what it did was they did the hip hop bed over the Soul Train dancing. Yes. Yeah. So it was like a generational bridge, so to speak.
Yep. Yeah, and it's crazy because the track at the end is Crooklyn by the Crooklyn Dodgers.
Oh, okay.
So I thought that, very on brand, obviously.
For sure.
That was pretty cool. Let's see.
Yo, some of my favorite scenes. I like when Spike does that thing when he like awkwardly zooms in on a person, like on the stoop. This time he did it when they were all singing.
Every scene where they're singing, I think, is something that I loved, yo.
Yeah.
It was a Spanish dude on the stoop, yo, when they're singing the Stylistics, yo.
Exactly.
That shit was hilarious, yo.
100%.
Yeah, very dope. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, it's like that. It's not
awkwardly
like
close.
It's fisheye lens, but it's so close.
It's not a fisheye. Exactly. That's what was throwing me off. Because the only thing that was coming to my mind was fisheye.
Word.
But I knew it wasn't it. Yeah, but it was cool.
Yeah, it was real dope.
I mean, just the neighborhood feel.
Dog.
Very nostalgic.
I love the opening. Crane shot. Crane shots are always, especially when they're used like this, like very effective in, showing the neighborhood. You're getting this, like, I don't know if I text a group chat. I think I texted a group chat talking about like just the upbringings, but like I had started the movie when I sent that, and I'm just looking, and you're literally seeing pretty much everything that we see throughout the movie, which is, we're very neighborhood, very active neighborhood, very eclectic neighborhood. You're seeing kids running around, just playing all these different games. Everybody's outside, which is seeming like it's something that extinct nowadays. Straight up, I remember, even shit before I had a license, just being able to, driving with the homies and you're seeing kids on bikes. You still see kids on bikes now. They're kind of doing some egregious shit, cutting through traffic.
Oh yeah, with the wheelie kids. Yeah, for sure.
But it's just you're seeing, in my era, it's the riding bikes, scooters, rollerblading, skateboarding, people at the basketball court playing ball. Basketball courts used to be full. Now you might be lucky to see a couple heads out there. Ain't nobody really running like that no more.
For sure.
Yeah, so I definitely
I'm an early morning jump shooter.
Word, facts. Yep.
And it be peaceful. Don't be much folks out there.
Word.
But just watching the feel. You could feel the energy of the neighborhood. You could feel, very send your child to the store with a note to get cigarettes era. You know what I mean? It was very of a time that is gone. Things that you can't do no more.
Physical food stamps?
Yeah. Colored money.
Facts. May as well be paying with Monopoly money.
100%.
Yeah, man.
A lot going on. Just being embarrassed of the transaction.
Yeah.
Because of how it looked. Colorism.
Yeah.
Mixed with creepiness.
A little bit. Yeah.
No, a lot. The store owner. Telling the little girl to give him a kiss.
Oh, that was, that's out of pocket. 1970s, yo.
Oh, definitely.
Things were way more open.
Oh, no. It's definitely a period piece, for lack of better words, because, you go from that, and we're not going to dwell on that.
Right.
But you know what I mean? You go from that to actually delving into, R words, F words. There were a lot of a lot of other slurs that were just loosely flying that were representative that we are no longer in those times.
Yeah.
We're in a very different world. You can't talk like that.
Yeah. You're out of here, buddy.
100%. Yeah, man. Oh man. So,
what you got?
I didn't grow up in a house with that many kids in it. I was the only child.
Okay.
So
I was the only child for most of my life, and then spent some time living with my dad and my stepmom, brother and sister. So, two other siblings. Definitely grew up with a bunch of animals running through the house.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. I kind of understood a little bit of Troy's maybe culture shock a little bit when she goes and stays a couple weeks with her aunt and uncle.
Oh man, that was made. Yeah, that was crazy.
Where's that at? Yeah,
it was down south, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think they went too far.
I think it was down south though. It might have been down south.
Okay, so
because it was they were just basically saying country, southern vibes or whatever.
But country to people would say Western Mass is a country compared to somebody that is in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah,
you got a point. You definitely.
But I definitely understood that because I remember living in New Bedford, going down to South Carolina a couple times and riding bikes, and it's nothing but fields in between houses and shit like that. Yeah, for sure. Hearing crickets for the first time.
100%.
I thought that was cool, man.
Oh man, for this statement, I kind of wish that a young lady was present because I was just I didn't know that the body issues of women started that soon.
Word, yo,
because
that's one of the key scenes for me that
throughout the whole movie, and to me, I'm she's a kid.
Yeah,
I'm watching this whole movie, and I'm yo, she's 10. I can't look at her like anything more than a little kid.
Right.
And it's her brothers are coming at her, and it's if she did have
flat-chested,
if she did have curves as her brothers, why would you care?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. That it was the aunt.
Yeah.
Like, meanwhile, like, I'm like, if you think about it, cover up is probably something that makes natural sense. Being out of 5 children, I believe it was, the only girl.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, the bathroom's always getting barged in and you're going like this. You're covering up or whatever the case may be. And, like, yeah, like, of course, the boys are probably like, ain't nobody looking at you, Troy, shut up. But it's, like, still. Like, it's just, like, your mom's like, yo, cover up. Like, the boys are here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not just running around the house. Letting, like, the mom's not even doing that. Just running around the house because it's, like, it's too many little boys. I'm not just in here running around letting them swing. You know what I mean? Like, so
that shit. Funny that you bring that up, yo, because when mom finds out that they didn't clean the kitchen after dinner, and she's like, yo, she's just smacking them up, yo, and she's just like, all y'all little things standing at attention.
100%.
Yo, like, bro, this shit cracked me up because, I mean, I've been woken up because I didn't do my chores.
100%.
Middle of the night.
Middle of the night.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to let you get that good sleep, yo, because I'm going to wake your ass up at 11:30, 12 o'clock, and you're going to clean this goddamn kitchen.
100%.
Yeah, it's definitely happened, yo.
And it's just like, you know, like, I think there was a certain level of aggression that Alfred Woodard's character had to have just to be able to, like, I mean, affirm yourself in a household full of men.
Yeah.
That's a lot of testosterone.
You're outnumbered. And your oldest is, I would say,
he's at least physically starting to be able to be eye to eye to you.
Yeah, going through the puberty, and, you know, he starts to rebel a little bit, yo, against his parents. And it's like, yeah, nah, you got to, it's really got to put your foot down. Or put your foot up somebody's ass, yo.
Nah, for sure. I agree. And I mean, like, you know, like, it was, like, one thing that threw me, like, they were supposed to be broke. I never understood. Maybe you could help me. Maybe there's something where I messed up. How did he get Knicks tickets?
Word. Like,
to the
championship game. Like, I understand.
And it was like, obviously,
70s,
everybody.
NBA, you know, it's not what it is.
I was
today,
like, did you win a raffle?
Right.
Like, because nobody else in the house got it.
We never saw him really doing chores like that or doing stuff around the neighborhood, like, you know, collecting bottles and tournament. You know what I'm saying?
We didn't see stacking the Buffalo nickels, and he got robbed for those.
Facts.
But even when he had the Buffalo nickels, he still already had the ticket. But he had a single ticket. I just don't get it. I don't get that ticket thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I did read something that, like, the timeline is a little murky. Like, when, you know, what you would say this movie takes place in the year that the Knicks won the championship, but there's a lot of, like, either music or things that pop up on
like
TV, like continuity, little issues and stuff. Yeah, but, you know, it's just trying to capture the feel
100%
of an era,
of a time period.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not gonna be chronologically accurate. Like, their continuity department wasn't overly like being sticklers.
It's like, yo, this is a 70s movie, 100%. So let's throw all the 70s.
Man, I mean, it's cool. It's cool to see those clips. I mean, like, I'm looking at it like, wow, like, you know, that's Clyde Frazier. But then I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh man, in the cut you see like Phil Jackson playing on the team. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's dope. But, like, I mean, him getting that ticket, I guess it makes sense, because even when like say for example, clearly he was a big fan. He was arguing with his mom to watch the game.
Yeah,
he wore that jersey almost every day. But you know how it is when you're a kid. Like,
autograph Clyde on the wall.
So you know how it is when you're a kid. You get something, you just like overly use it. I don't care. Like, I'm not about to put it in rotation. Like, I love this thing. So he kept wearing his jersey all the time. Right. So I'm like, maybe his dad did like get a deal for the ticket. You know what I mean? Or a scalper or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, I ain't got it for everybody. It's too many of us, but you can go.
Yeah.
Maybe a birthday. I mean, but once again, this is my 2024 eyes. Just looking for logic and things that probably didn't need to be explained. That just was like, oh, that's cool that he had a ticket to the game. Because then I also looked at it like when my man Delroy, that's his name, right?
Delroy Lindo.
Yep. Yeah, when Delroy was angry about being a creative and like saying like, yo, don't act like I ain't have you on Bloomingdale's. Like, it was lit before.
Yeah.
It was lit. It's dark right now, but it was lit.
Don't
act like I wasn't paying all these bills. Don't act like everybody wasn't stepping. Like, I had y'all right. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and like how successful was he? Because, I mean, 1970s. It's a brownstone, but I found out
Copped up.
brownstone just sold a few years ago for like 4.5.
Oh, now, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, and it's like they got a brownstone, they got a couple tenants. Like, so, you know, life ain't as hard because
They made good.
Yeah.
And I mean, they weren't the brokest people on the block.
Nah.
Because I mean, remember they showed the kids outside the window like salivating at their dinner.
Yeah.
That was
The poor kids in the neighborhood. Yeah.
That was tough.
Yep. It's funny because like just again, just being a kid and not like knowing what you got when they go to drop Troy off down south. They're like, oh, this is a nice big house you got. But it's like, yo, you got a big ass. Like, I would kill to have a brownstone, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yo, where they live at, it's like they're on just where their family lives is 2 stories, yo.
100%.
Inside the brownstone.
But they value, I mean, but you know, I mean, I hate to say it, but if you do like a lot of city living, you value things like grass.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yo, that's different. Like you got like there's a lot of yard here. Like I'm hearing crickets.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like this is different.
Their yard is literally that little concrete square.
You know, sharing sharing walls with people. Like, you know what I mean? Like a stationary solo house is not like, you know what I mean? Like you go to other places like it's row houses. Or you go to other places and it's like, oh, like houses are so close together that like you can almost reach somebody else's window from your window. Right, like, you know what I mean? So it says a lot when you go to an area where the houses are spaced out enough. So they're looking at them like they're the affluent people. Although, like, they were like, that was a weird family connection.
Yeah.
Like, Aunt Song was very strange.
Yeah. So it's the uncle, right? That's, I'm guessing, the blood relative.
I would hope so.
Cause I forget the little girl's name, but her cousin is just like, you know, that's not my real mom.
Oh,
so
yeah,
he got married, you know, divorced and remarried, or you know.
Well, I think she was adopted or something like that.
Oh shit! Okay, word. All right.
It was odd though.
Word.
She had like a super weird relationship with the dog. Do you think the daughter killed the dog? Who do you think killed the dog?
Honestly, this is a good question because I was low key thinking it because it's them two versus the aunt pretty much the entire time that they're down there, and then them other 2 little girls, like they're all just looking like it's not. Yeah, they're looking like is this like it didn't really phase them, yo. So it's like, damn, did they all do it? But I mean, Troy was kind of starting to rebel towards the end of her stay down there, yo. She was really sick of it, yo. Like, I'm trying to go home.
She was off it.
Yeah, she was off it. So, yo, maybe that's some devious shit, yo. I know you haven't really seen The Sopranos, but this shit it reminds me of there's a scene where one of the main characters, Chris, yo, he's getting high on the couch, yo, and he sits on his fiance's dog, yo. Like and suffocates the dog, while he's high on heroin.
I think the only thing I seen that was like close to that, as far as like dogs being hurt, was on Power.
Oh, yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah, John Wick. First John Wick.
Okay.
Fucked up.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Peter.
Sidebar. Yeah.
Pardon the tangent.
Yeah. Sorry, Peter. You know, we stand with animals, yo.
For sure. Like, okay, so the positioning of the mom nudging her to move, I mean, not move, but to visit family out of town, and the brothers were being brought somewhere as well.
Yeah.
Now, was she trying to get a break, or was she planning to die, and they come back to her being gone?
Yeah, I proposed that question on a couple rewatches. Maybe
because Troy came back early.
Yeah. Maybe the diagnosis came. Maybe it was a surprise. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of the, because like I remember, for lack of a better term, being like, you know, pawned off on the relatives. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we grew up in an era where it was good to, again, get out the house, go visit aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff like that.
That's New York. That's the home of the Fresh Air Fund. So kids was gone for the summer.
Gone, yeah.
Like, get it, like, try something different. Get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, when you notice like the mom and dad dynamic, you know, the scene where he gets kicked out the crib and stuff, there was a lot of things that like they argued in the middle of the night away from the kids. They didn't really argue a lot in front of the kids until, you know, the moment where shit, you know, where she's like, you know what, go to your brothers, get out of here, da da da. But like, I felt like their relationship, you know, was very private. So I would like to think that maybe if she felt a little sick, diagnosis came when the kids was gone. Like, yo, let me get right or see what's wrong. Salud.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
I mean, plus,
I hope it wasn't like, you know.
I don't think that would have been the plan because I think that's a little disingenuous.
Yeah.
Like, cancer moves rapidly at times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they can be very advanced. And you can go from diagnosis to chemo to there's nothing we could do in a day's time.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that was probably more what it was. You know what I mean? And maybe she was just like, yo, I can't do this. Like, you know, I'm working too hard, the kids. Like, I think, and I mean, you know, cutting room floor stuff, but it was probably a time when there was, like, being overwhelmed that led to her being like, well, oh, like, yo, maybe a cousin could take Troy. Maybe so-and-so could take one of the boys or two of the boys, like, you know, and they try to narrow things down or whatever. I mean, like, a lot of things, I wouldn't fault the film. It's just my overthought, looking for connecting threads.
Yeah. Another thought I had was, like, a lot of this, if not all of this movie, is pretty much through the lens of a child. So...
Yeah, I'm so happy you said that.
Yeah, yo, maybe a favorite scene of mine
I know what you're about to say.
probably is when, yo, Troy goes to the bodega.
I knew you was going to call it. Go ahead.
I just like shit like this in movies, yo, where it's like you're seeing a character, it's either a self-realization or it's an eye-opening moment for them, yo. It's their first time experiencing something. So she's got her mom and dad dynamic at home, which we didn't really get to see much of their, like, love dynamic.
Right.
Like, yo, she's going to the store and she's seeing this, don't know, don't want to necessarily assume. It is RuPaul, right? I wasn't tripping, right?
RuPaul's character.
So it's RuPaul's character. Killed the scene, yo. Right. Definitely killed the scene. But, like, yo, this is Troy's, I'm assuming, is her first real interaction with seeing sexuality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially 100%. From a woman, yo. And
her mom's very like more earthy vibes.
Yeah.
Personified class. Like stands up for her family.
Very strong. Not, yeah.
She's not out here doing the overly cleavage thing, like any of that. So, you know, when you just walk in the store and it's the lady with the big, I believe the fur was blonde. Like the big blonde colored hair,
yo, she's
very short,
towering over
statuesque,
the dude.
Like, you know what I mean? Like fully owning whatever you could perceive from the lens of a child's sexuality. And it's funny when you said the lens of a child, I knew you were going to that scene because I was going to say something about sometimes as adults, we don't realize like how much we're being watched and how much they're absorbing you live your life. Like, so, you know, we're over here talking crazy. You know what I mean? I know, you know, I'm not going to do that. I wrote a song about it, like to hear it go. But, you know what I mean? Like, I had a song where we discussed, like, you know, some of the things I remember my dad and his boys and, like, women being around and stuff like that. And it's like, you don't realize that, like, your little children notice all of these things.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I was just like, I thought that, like, the angles of the camera of her absorbing grown-ups not paying attention to her.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yeah, she could see it all. Like, she sees it. Yeah, it was, like, interesting.
That scene, every time I've seen this movie, that scene, it always gets me because I'm like, yo, this is what it's like to be a kid, yo. Yeah. Like around the adults. Another scene, as they're driving down south, Troy fake sleep in the back.
Oh yeah,
mom
like
and
you
dad
can hear
is
them
arguing, yo. You know what I'm saying?
For
like,
sure.
You know, and then Pops is like, oh, look, you woke her up, but it's like, nah, she been up. Like she was never asleep, yo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Troy is as like she's as much the main character as she is like she's the lens of the viewer.
Both, yeah.
Yeah, you know. So it was dope, yo. It was I wonder. I need to look up what other like movies that she's been in.
As she like grow up.
Yeah,
or whatever.
That'll be something I do like after this. Yeah, just for my own little, for my own curiosity.
Right.
So I mean, we've been going in on scenes. Like, what do you got for like some of your favorite scenes, favorite moments?
One of my favorite scenes was definitely the bodega.
Yeah,
I mean, I think the bodega was an unspoken character in the store. I mean, in the story, because, or even just matter of fact, I won't say the bodega. I'll chalk it up to store runs.
Word.
Because that encompasses the bodega as well as the grocery store. So her knowing that she would run into Peanut at the grocery store.
Yep.
Her mom not really hearing that. And it's just like, yo, I need help. Like, you're going to do a task. Like, stop. Like, sometimes kids are silenced. Sometimes kids really believe that they have valid reasons for not doing things or valid reasons for not wanting to listen to you. And as parents, or as the adults in the room, you think that they're just trying to defy you.
Yeah.
So you're not even thinking they could have something.
Yeah, I don't want to run into my neighborhood bully.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like,
that's it, Ma. Like, yo, I don't mind helping, but
yo, I'll
if
do
it's
the
at the expense of
dishes.
me getting beat up, like, come on, yo.
And then it's like, now you come home with like, you come home with a shiner or whatever, and it's like, yo, what happened to you? It was like, I was trying to tell you what was gonna happen before I went. You wouldn't listen
I was trying
to
to
me.
stop the train, yo.
Like,
before it hit me.
like now your money's stolen. I got a black eye.
Yeah,
and now
we
you
still don't got dinner.
like get back out there and fight. Like,
Facts,
yo,
yo.
go out there and learn how to fight, because now we all don't got food.
Oh man.
Like, now I gotta learn a life lesson so we can eat tonight. Like, yeah, man, it's crazy. So like to me, like the store runs. Like the just because your friends get away with something don't mean that you can get away with something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she seen her friend steal that ice cream. And she's like, bet. And then it's like, no. Like, the eye he's looking at her with, hate to say it, he was probably creepy as hell, but he was probably trying to look at her butt. So he's watching her walk out the store. This is the guy. Like, she's like, yo, don't touch me. Like, get away from me. You know what I mean? And, like, he's, like, trying to get a little kiss from her or whatever and all that weird stuff. Like, so he's watching her walk out, not realizing she's taking something. But the eye he's looking at you is with the eye of suspicion.
Yeah.
So he catches you stealing. You know what I mean? Like, just like the store was like a very, like, that's where she witnessed, like a woman in their femininity or the sexuality or whatever from RuPaul's character or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, this, like, all of this happens
like
on store runs.
Store runs, like the location is almost a character.
Exactly.
Yeah. I fuck with that. Hell yeah. I like anything that revolved around like the kids playing like different games and shit like that. Like there was like that
The way they were playing the baseball board game on the stoop.
Yeah, Stratos, whatever. I don't even know. Like fantasy baseball, basically.
Right.
So they're playing the baseball. You got the girls doing
double
dutch, yo.
Stick
and
ball.
that scene is crazy because, yo, bro, again, so much of this movie, I remember just texting you and Shay where I'm just like, I just felt like the Gen Zers and whatever, Gen Alpha now, I don't think really are going to experience stuff to this level.
Not at all.
And it's like, yo, like, bro, I remember, yo, like my mom used to cut a little half a tomato. Yo, here, put some salt and pepper on that shit. And that'd be like a little snack. Yo, you got Shorty eating that shit she got the whole thing of salt, yo, pouring 100%. On that shit. Lips drier than a mug, yo. You know what I'm saying? Them ragging on each other about like their hair and shit like that. And like, again, colorism and all that shit, yo.
And it's funny because, I mean, naturally.
And then they still played with each other.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
But you would believe that the lens was, if you listen quick, you'll believe that the lens is, oh, she's got the good hair because she's Puerto Rican, and then it's like, oh, she thinks she's cute because she's Puerto Rican. But if you like, that's a very thing that we're used to hearing. Yeah. But she said it back to her. Said, no, you think you're cute, and I was like, oh. Like, it was a very, like, so if I take that and I think of the beauty standard, like, you know, the non-black people in the neighborhood are the minority. Yeah. So you never think about how the non-black people in the black neighborhood feel, because look at how empowered Troy felt when she seen the Afro commercial. Like, beautiful black woman.
Yep.
So it's like, does that person in the neighborhood necessarily feel as exotic or special as you think they are? Or is it just everybody like projecting at one another? You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're. I wanna say she's probably either Italian or Jewish. Their neighbor that's always trying to chase down the rent.
Yep.
Yo, she's like, yo, Mita, like,
hold on.
Sure.
For sure.
What?
Lots of casual slurs being thrown around.
And that's a very New York thing, especially at that time. I mean, we seen it in Do the Right Thing.
100%.
Which came out, it's probably 4 or 5 years before.
And I mean, if you go
this,
older vibes than that, you got it in Bronx Tale.
Yeah. Oh, heavy. Heavy.
Just to show.
And they only like a block or so 100%. Away from each other. Yeah. Yep. That's something we got to do on here for sure. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's definitely.
Yeah, that's a real good one. But
add that to the list.
Yeah, man. Damn, what else was it? So I had anything where the kids was just like outside enjoying themselves. I thought was real fly.
I got one for you. We talked about it casually in the chats. Me and Shay chopped it up about the food. When you mentioned the tomato, the black eyed peas, like I'm not sure, and
trauma.
This is probably the time when I ask my guys behind the boards, y'all got any food trauma?
Yo, cause for me, right, like
I had one. Like, on Crooklyn, what they did with the black eyed peas when the mom wouldn't let him get off the table.
And he ends up throwing
until
up.
He ate it.
Yeah.
My godmother wouldn't let me drink juice until I ate okra.
Yo.
And to this day I won't eat okra.
Pause that. I'm gonna add to that. Yo, I remember eating. I'm at Shorty's crib. I don't know. We might have been out eating, or I was eating at her crib, and she goes, "Damn, like you haven't taken a drink of your juice." But it's some shit like that where it's just like, yo, you can't touch the Kool-Aid until you eat some of this plate, yo. So naturally, yo, my childhood trauma,
it's still there.
I'll eat a whole meal before I even
have a sip of juice.
I even take one sip of something, yo. You know what I'm saying? My trauma comes from squash. I'll never eat any type of, like, I'll eat squash if it's like grilled, baked, or something like that. But if it's like butternut squash, like mashed up or anything like that, I had a similar experience. I couldn't leave the table. My stepmom was like, this is when I was young. This is just me visiting my pops and her before I actually started to live with them. And she was like, yo, you're not leaving this table till you eat this squash. And yo, I ended up throwing up, yo. Yeah, I ended up throwing up. I couldn't do it, yo.
I was stubborn. I just sat there.
But okra's tough, though, because okra could be real slimy.
Yeah, like, man. I'm cool on the texture. That's not my vibe.
It was funny. You said you sidestep it in the gumbo.
100%. Like, he was like, yo, just try it in gumbo. I was like, yo, I'm still not rocking with it. I'm done. So with that, I mean, sometimes let your kids just not eat whatever the item is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I feel like that's probably our millennial generation. That's kind of like
soft parenting.
A little bit. Like, yo, I seen something on TikTok that had something to do with that, where it was like this couple and they were going back. They're like, yo, we're millennial parents. They were like, nah, we got McDonald's money.
McDonald's money ain't slight no more.
Listen, my daughter, I rack up a 30 quick.
Listen, at this point, if you got McDonald's money, you might as well get Grubhub or get like takeout from a restaurant.
DoorDash, some shit.
You might as well get something better.
Yeah.
But since we are here and we talking about it, like anybody else, if you got food trauma, add it to the comments below.
Nah, please, yo. I would like to know.
Like, please say your weird food stories that your family put you through that you never thought was gonna affect you as a however-year-old that happened when you was 5.
Insane, yo.
So strange.
What do you have for I'm sorry, yeah. Oh yeah. You looking up? Are you looking up trauma, Welch? Oh shit!
Oh man, he's got a list.
It's about to be a therapy session.
I have a lot because as a kid, there's a lot of things I didn't like. But one thing I can remember is not putting still now, can I put my elbow on the table?
Oh no, that's
elbow on the table. There we go.
There's a scene where they call out one of the brothers. Yo, get your elbow off the table, yo. Like, yeah, yo, just ragging on each other, yo.
And y'all had so you guys grew up with siblings. I mean, cousins visit here and there. like, yo, the snitching was at an all-time high.
That's a fact.
Like the telling on each other in the movie.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I was like, ooh, I can't. I was like, man, I got in trouble for enough being in the house by myself.
They was up there. They not supposed to be watching the Knicks game. Yo, they up here watching it. Like, come on,
Nah, but you know, like, yo, man, kids, I hate to say it, and y'all know, because y'all, like, as parents or, like, being on the side of the older, like, you know, like, kids talk crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they be like, man, whatever. And it's like, yo, like, the last thing you want to do is be like, yo, well, I don't care what she say, I'm watching this game. And then your little brother heard you say it, and he'd be like, Ma, he said he don't care what you say.
Yo,
like, I was like,
my brother used to snitch on me and my sister, man.
I'm punching you right in the throat.
Facts.
Clear. You talking too much.
That's funny. That's funny as hell, man. Yeah, I love like yo, this, because I haven't seen this movie in a minute, but like watching it through this lens, because I know we're gonna dissect it and talk about it on the pod and shit. Really just like, yo, like, it is very black.
Yes.
You know, just heavy cultural upbringing. I'm like, damn, like, yo, I just got so many flashbacks to my childhood, because like grew up in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? My mom was born in the 50s, so by the time she had me, you know what I'm saying, she was in her mid 30s when she had me.
Oh, okay.
So like, bro, I just remember like my upbringing was very musical. So like, yo, a lot of this music was already getting played in my career, because I didn't see this movie probably until like my late teens.
That makes sense.
But like, yo, I felt like this is my upbringing. Like, this is my childhood. Different era, but like, yo, I was outside popping wheelies on my bike, jumping out of trees, skinning knees.
I loved seeing kids be resourceful and just playing.
Dog.
Like when the like when they were just crawling down the street inside of the cardboard box, and the cardboard box is rolling, and I'm just like, I'd never see that today.
Bro.
But it made me think of like kids flipping on mattresses. It made me think of all these like yo, when you talk about bikes, like, yo, remember like taking like a piece of a cardboard box or a piece of wood and like making a ramp to do jumps off of your bike, and like you stack it up off bricks and all these random
I don't know
things,
if they did it in this movie, but yo, taking like a can
and putting it
in the tire to bro. Yep.
For sure. Like, yeah, man. I mean, it just, like I said, it takes you back. Like oh man, even seeing like the grown-ups in the kickback, that was a period thing too, as far as like watching them smoke casually around the dinner table. Like, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, even like, you know, like we as men get a bad rap for you know, not always protecting women. And shout out to dude upstairs, I forgot his name.
I can look it up right now.
My man that was in Love Jones, actually.
Yeah,
shout out to a movie that we already did. But when he
That's,
knocked out
Isaiah Washington's character,
when
Vic.
He knocked out the stinky neighbor.
Yeah. The scene where he gets introed, yo, you could tell like he's just one of the brothers is like, yo, my soul brother
man.
or some shit. Yeah.
He's the man. And that's even funny too, because we always talk about that. Like, yo, it's so funny to watch little kids like not necessarily inappropriately crush or anything, but they just like admire certain adults. They'd be like, oh, nah, he's cool. Like, I like him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like these kids are all like very young. So it's like, you're like, no, you stink. I don't like you. I talk crazy to you. You'll sit here and sing with me, so you're kind of like one of us, even though you're older.
Yep.
And like you, like, nah, you're the man. Like, you know, it's you, your lady, you popping upstairs. Like, you know, that's dope. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's so funny to watch. Like you said, like the show is, or the movie is through the lens of the children.
Bro, I remember having like just when neighborhoods felt like neighborhoods. Yo, this is definitely an ode to that, because like, yo, we saw in this movie older kids hanging with younger kids. Like, it's just different age brackets, just all in the same melting pot. But then also like, you know, the it takes a village type of mentality where, yo, kids used to be like, you know, for lack of a better term, reared by other adults. Like, yo, I know your parents wouldn't want you to act like this.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, which I don't know if that's, I don't know if I would necessarily allow that. I guess it would depend on who I know in the neighborhood. Times have drastically changed.
The circle's different.
Yeah.
And I think your neighborhood used to dictate your circle.
Word.
Your neighborhood may not dictate that now, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like if you've seen, like if we go, what, 5 years or better from now, and I was just randomly like at the store and I seen Ayla being out of pocket, like I'd be like, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like yo, you know your dad don't want you out here like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just that's what would happen.
Facts.
Like now, random stranger danger, nah. We in a different generation.
Yeah.
So random people definitely not coming up to my kid under the guise of like, yo, what would your daddy say? Like, yo, my daddy would say mind your business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because even
real.
like, I keep it a buck with you. Like, it happened with me. It's funny. Actually, that day, I was going to the pawn shop to get the pieces for the logo for this, and I got the cable box.
Okay.
But I seen someone we know, and I'm not even, you know, I'm not a close friend of that guy, but I seen his son running out of the pawn shop, and I was just like, yo, and then like when I went in the pawn shop, he was there, and I was like, oh, I was just about to message you on Facebook.
Oh shit.
And just let you know I seen your son. Like, you know what I mean? Just in case he was up to something you ain't want him to be doing. I was just like, oh man, like it's crazy to see him in person because I'm always seeing him in the post. You know, I wasn't gonna say nothing to him because who am I? Once again, stranger danger.
Yep.
But I'll message you and be like, yo, I seen him. He wasn't saying nothing crazy, but I did see him. Like, you know.
It's funny you say that because now I'm starting to think about how I operate in my personal life. So, you know, for most of my working life, basically I've worked in like public settings and stuff like that. And the older I get, the more I feel like I'm like my mom because I remember just being a kid and my mom was such a very neighborhood, very, you know, smart, loving type of person, cared about people that she didn't necessarily know type of thing. So like I remember being out with my mom and like, yo, she would see a kid like acting up and my mom would be like, yo, like, you know, like not, you know, she wouldn't grab a kid, but it'd be like, yo, like she might, for example, she might overhear their parents say something and the kid is still doing what the parents told him not to do. And my mom would be like, yo, I know you heard your mom. I catch myself doing stuff like that now.
100%.
Like, bro, I'm working for Coke. I'm inside Walmart. I'll be moving a pallet and kids are kids, yo.
Yeah, they are.
But the pallet jack could be dangerous, you know. And it's heavy stuff on there. So like kids might try to climb on top of the pallet jack and be like, yo, don't do that. And, you know, and ultimately I'm just trying to make sure nobody gets hurt because it'll affect my job. But, like, I noticed that a lot of parents, at least with me, because maybe it's just how I do it, they cool with it, yo. They be like, oh, yeah, no, don't, yo, thanks, bro. You know, real shit, yo. It's like, yo, I don't see a lot of that. A lot of people just let kids.
I think nowadays a lot of people have seen it backfire, too.
Yeah.
Like, you've definitely, like, thought you could, like, lightly address someone's child, and then, like, you know, like, it's like the kid snaps back at you and the parent snaps back as well. Yeah. So, you know, it's very touch and go. And I think, like, you know, delivery is everything with something like that. Yeah. You know, like, it's very difficult. I mean, speaking of delivery being everything, like, oh, man, like, this definitely showed how relationships and how money plays a role in couples' problems. I mean,
electricity like getting shut off.
They overall didn't have, like, it didn't seem like they had too many issues. But she just wanted him, I guess, like, you know, he was a creative. We understand being a creative, but like also having a 9-to-5 too. Yeah. And he was definitely trying to be on his purity of the art vibes, things that you may not always be able to attain. And she was very, I mean, rightfully so. She's like, yo, I'm at work. And then when I come home from work, I'm dealing with the kids.
I'm dealing with kids all day. I go to school. I'm going to school, dealing with other people's kids, and then, you know, I got a family of 5, 6 where they're running around the house, they're running around the neighborhood going crazy.
He's wilding for respect, but she just wants a break.
Yeah.
It seems like, you know what I mean? And he couldn't see that. Like, you know what I mean? It's tough because I think as adults, everybody needs. And how do you pick whose needs go first? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, she was well within her right for needing a break. He was well within his right for trying to create. But it's like, you know, this is where, like, as time goes on, time management is a thing. Like, it's like, yo, in my head, what was you doing all day? No disrespect to him. But, like, if your wife's gone all day and the kids are at school, that's probably the best time to lock in and create. because you don't have to force anybody to like be okay around it. But we also know as creatives, like, what happens if you don't get a good idea or some motivation until everybody's around? Now you need everybody to shut their mouth so you can lock in and focus.
Because I think that got brought up. He's like, yo, I'm trying to create, and it's
she's talking about the check, and
Yep.
that's when like the infamous scene happens, and she's already mad at him. Now he's defending the kids because they're playing the basketball game. He's like, you're not even mad at them, you're mad at me. And then like she hurts her foot because like this whole thing becomes a
little
thing
tug of war
situation.
Like,
it's definitely tug of war. Like, and that results in him ultimately like leaving the crib.
Yeah. And then oh man, I've never been. I don't want to say I've never been through something like that. I have been through a similar experience. It was a little more egregious, just stepmom and dad were splitting up, yo. It was a little bit more explosive than that, but like, I wasn't the kid that was like, oh, look what you did. Now dad's leaving. It wasn't that. I was older, so I was able to understand what was going on.
Right.
But like, even just seeing that was like, oh shit, yo. Because again, movie kind of looking at it through the lens of a child, it's just like, yo, it's easy for kids to think that it's something that they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh man, yeah. So I'm gonna ask you, favorite characters, yo, or even just favorite actor.
Matter of fact, before we get that, like I got one last thing we got to shout out in general because I don't think it makes the favorite. Like glue sniffers. It was funny because like they didn't have like your general crackheads.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean.
Nobody was really smoking weed in the movie like that.
So that was like their ode to drug use.
Word.
Like to be able to pull it off with the glue sniffing. And like, crackheads be on the block wild on her, you know what I mean? Or like the junkies or whatever the case may be.
Post-Vietnam, and I think
100%.
were both of them, I guess, veterans maybe? Or
I don't even remember.
I think homie, at least with one arm, was probably, got, discharged from the military.
For sure.
But the glue sniffing was nuts, yo. Yeah. That was nuts.
I had to give a quick shout out to that.
Drugs.
And I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I wonder if that was the first time they did the thing that Ludacris did, the upside down in the camera thing.
Word. It's a very Spike thing with that trolley shot.
Right.
Yeah, very Spike. I think it's literally in every piece of film that he's done. Yeah.
So now we can go to favorites.
Yeah, favorite. I mean, it's easy to say Troy. I like Troy because I like a tough female character.
Okay.
And it's just like, she's in a household just like her mom. She's outnumbered, yo. So she got to be tough, yo. She's tough with everybody in the movie. Like she's giving lip to everybody. You know what I'm saying? At some point, yo, she's just telling it like it is, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
very stand up.
When she goes down south, yo, and they're supposed to be laying down in bed, yo. And, she's repeating what RuPaul was saying.
Oh yeah. But she changes it to pajamas. I keep my pajamas clean.
Yeah, I hate I hate living here. Yeah. And I kind of looked at it like, yo, her cousin was like, well, I don't really like being here either.
She's rallying the troops.
And just trying to, I think her cousin was just trying to, like, Troy's trying to be cool.
Troy's the alpha.
But she's looking at her. Yeah, she's definitely an alpha.
I mean, but she has
on Delroy acting his ass off.
She has the aggression of a young girl that was raised in a house full of boys.
Yeah.
Like, so she naturally commands the room in a certain way, even if they're older when she's in a room full of girls.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Just that toughness, that grit that comes from that. Like, when you get in the other setting, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like she had that, like, I'm not little. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it doesn't matter that you're the older cousin. Like, you're not controlling me. Like, I'm telling you, like your country, I'm from the city. Like, like, listen, I'm big.
We
homie.
are not the same.
I'm big homie. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We are not
like,
the same, yo.
100%.
That's funny, yo.
But yeah, I mean, oh man, I don't remember his name. There's a lot
of good.
But my favorite character would have to be the Isaiah
Washington, Vic.
Vic is probably my favorite character.
Bro, this cast is loaded, yo.
The reason Vic is my favorite character is because he's a good neighbor. He paid his bills.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah, he seemed to be a good tenant.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was nice to the children. To me, that's very important. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he was protecting a lot in the movie.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he protected his landlord. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she didn't have to feel like, and to me, like, just as a man, when you're not there as much as you want to be, like, I don't know where Delroy Lindo was that night, but it's like, it's good to know you got good people around.
Yeah.
That look out. Like, you know what I mean?
In your wife's face. That's my landlord / probably a friend's wife. And you can't jump in her face, and you damn sure not gonna jump in my face. You might get slapped for that.
And I feel like he held everybody accountable on the same token, because when the lights was there, he was kind of tight with Delroy. Like, he's like, yo, I'm gonna let you, like, I'm gonna rock with you, but you gonna hear it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And to me, like, you know, like, a lot of times, like, I try to be patient with people, but it's like, eventually you're gonna have to hear me. Like, eventually I'm gonna have to let you know about what I'm thinking about, what's going on here. And I respected that from his character.
Word.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, seemed like a solid dude.
Yeah, I like when you said in the chat that you were like, yo, Delroy's acting his ass off, and there's that scene when the electricity is getting cut off, yo, and he's doing the whole, oh, how'd that happen? Like, looking at the clipboard, he's like, nah, I paid this shit a couple of days ago, and they fucked up.
Let me go back and check that. I'm gonna go talk to them.
Yeah, like,
it was tight.
You about to go try to scrape up some ends.
Sick.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, did we go through our list? Because I mean, I know we're new to our criteria.
I mean, for the most part, man, we hit most of the main points. I just feel like I put this definitely in the black movie pantheon. This is up there. Like, oh, I wanna give a major shout out, because it's a period piece and all that. Before we even started the pod, I think we had a conversation about Springfield's own Ruth Carter.
Oh yeah. Was she a part of this costume design?
Bro, she has done.
Shout out to Ruth Carter.
That's a fact, yo. Hall of Fame, yo.
She's been a part of. This podcast will be big enough for you to visit.
Word, that'd
gonna happen.
That'd be nice.
Don't you worry. You'll pull up. I'll see you when you get there.
Word. She's been a part of virtually, I honestly want to say, every Spike Lee movie, amongst a bunch of other famous black movies. But like, just this movie was so eclectic with the wardrobe. Oh my God, yeah! Like she smoked it. She smoked 100%. It. Yeah.
So. I mean, with us being from home, we might as well end it at home.
Facts. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Spike Lee. Shout out to that. That's a classic.
It's a very classic. Yeah.
And Crooklyn. If you haven't watched it, do that.
Yeah, go check that, please.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Believe that.
What you see is what you get. It's what you get. Then what you see is what you get.